It's an old space rocket term. Okay. I'm waiting for confirmation that we have. We are live. Thank you. I call to order the meeting of the Board of Health for August 11th, 2025. Allison, up at West Windsor Township. Allison, can you please call the roll?
Gawas.
Here.
Jeevers.
Here.
Mandel.
Here.
Weiss. Whitfield.
Here.
And have we adequately noticed?
Yes, we were adequately noticed on January 17th, 2025 to the Times and the Princeton Packet, filed with the municipal clerk and posted at the municipal building on the township website. Please stand for the salute to the flag.
The flag, the United States of America, and to the republics for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business will be public comment, 30-minute comment period, 3-minute limit per person. I'm now opening public comment. Allison, has anyone signed up?
Not for the Board of Health meeting.
Not for the Board of Health. This is public comment only for the Board of Health meeting. If there's nobody for the Board of Health meeting for public comment, I will close it. And can we have a minutes, Allison?
Okay. We have the Board of Health, May 5th, 2025 minutes.
Okay. Can I have a motion to approve minutes?
So moved. Second.
Gawas.
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss. Whitfield.
Yes.
Mandel.
Yes. Okay, we now have for discussion, does the mayor, if the mayor's not here tonight, does administration have any questions at this point? No. What I think I'd like to do is to let Jill go ahead and speak first, and that way, if the council has any questions, we can ask afterwards if everyone's happy with that. Go ahead. Thank you, Jill.
Okay, hello, everyone. Just a few quick updates. The quarterly report for Q2 was distributed. I'm happy to answer any questions that the board and council may have. Few reminders for the public. The health department has resources available on the website. There's flyers posted out front with some QR links, both for the community resource directory, mental health resource directory, and the pet ownership guide. These are updated annually and kept posted on our township website. We are releasing the save the date for the influenza clinics for September and October. We have a few scheduled at the senior center. This will be posted this week on the township website on the senior page and on the health page. We have Tuesday, September 30th, 10 a.m. to 1, Tuesday, October 14th, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Wednesday, November 5th, 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. And these are all at the senior center. The first clinic is reserved for our 55 and older population. The second two will be open to the ages 3 and above.
And that's flu only?
Flu only at this point. COVID vaccines for uninsured and underinsured is still evolving, so we may be able to offer them again this year. I'll have more information at a later date, and we'll be sure to put that on the website. Same thing for partnerships with the pharmacy. We're partnering again with Wegmans Pharmacy. So if we're able to schedule some on-site COVID vaccination clinics, we'll also make that available. At this time, we don't have them scheduled though. And let's see, a few reminders for just staying safe out there this time of year. It's mosquito are thriving throughout New Jersey. So prevent any potential illness by taking some precautions while you're outdoors, and help by maintaining your properties to discourage breeding and contact for yourself and your neighbors. Also, in preparation for returning to school in September, we encourage property owners to take extra care for property maintenance along sidewalks at the front, rear, and sides of their property. Ensure that they're not obstructed by protruding weeds, vegetation, overhanging branches that sometimes with our storms will become loose and hang low. So take a close look at those over the next few weeks and do any required maintenance. We've also had some inquiries on PFAS, which is a group of chemicals that there's been a lot of press and attention lately. So I just wanted to give a little bit of information and some resources for the community. So PFAS is a large family composed of thousands of man-made chemicals, and they've been used in a variety over the years, 70 plus years in industrial and commercial applications and a lot of products. Most in the US have some levels in their blood system. So we've all been exposed. Concern because they are persistent in the environment and they take time to clear from both the environment and our bodies. They're soluble in water, so exposure in drinking water is a concern. Health effects there's ongoing studies and associations between exposure to the chemicals and a wide range of different potential health impacts are still evolving under study. So we continue to look at that information and base recommendations based on what the scientists are discovering as they look into this deeper. And health associations have a long range. Any areas, there's some studies on cholesterol levels and also links to some types of cancers. So as you can see, that's a wide range of potential health effects, and that can be influenced by your exposure, your own personal health. A lot of different factors, environmental factors, can influence how they affect different individuals in our populations. There are regulatories that are established, and again, these are evolving as time goes on. We're seeing different agencies establishing enforcement levels for maximum contaminant levels in drinking water and also in groundwater supplies. So currently, public water supplies are tested and there are MCLs that are established. If there's exceedances, there's required reporting that is done and a requirement to take action to reduce those levels and notify the customers. The public, if you're on public water system, the public has access to those monitoring results. New Jersey DEP has the New Jersey DEP Water Watch website, which is a wonderful resource for monitoring not just for PFAS, but for a variety of different potential contaminants. New Jersey American Water also has a water quality report that's released annually. It's a very nice report that covers educational information as well as testing results and everything on how to conserve water to how to protect yourself from any contaminants that have been cited. If you're a private well owner, you are responsible for your own private water testing of that well. And we would encourage you to work with a certified laboratory and a certified well water contractor to do some annual quality inspections of your property and also the water analysis. We were planning on September 3rd, which is the National Groundwater Association Protect Your Groundwater Day, to do a outreach to the community to remind our private well owners of the need to test the water on an annual basis and to also tend to the well and do any improvements on the property that can help support your well water quality. There's more information on the PFAS, and there's a wealth of information. The New Jersey DEP, as well as the Department of Health, CDC, EPA, which is the federal agency, all have specific sites that are set up for PFAS information because there's such a wealth of information, so many angles that you can look at this topic at, and advice depending on whether you're a public water user, customer, if you have exceedances that you're aware of, if you're not sure how you go about finding what your exposures could be, what the potential health effects could be. So there's a wealth of information. And if anyone is interested, there's some information that's out in the lobby. We'll have more information up on the website when we do the information on September 3rd. And if you have trouble finding that information, accessing it, you're welcome to call the health department, 609-936-8400. And we're happy to try to direct you to that information. If we don't have the answers, we'll find it for you or find an agency that can help you.
Thank you very much, Jill. I know a lot of people have been asking what this is about, and I guess there's a lot of information out there.
Is that on our township website and the health department, all the information you just gave us?
Yes, it will be. Some of it will be
Yeah.
Positioned, time-wise. September 3rd, we'll get the water quality information. Later this week, you should have the save the dates for the flu clinics. And the other directories are already posted.
Okay.
And there, as I said, there's some information out on the table out front with QR codes linking to that information.
Okay. Anything else? If not,
That's-
just see if the council or administration wants to.
Next month, it'll be back to school already, so I guess you're working closely, with the school board and schools, the whole district, on any requirements for vaccinations or different things for students.
So our public health nurse keeps in close contact with the district public health district nurse on updates throughout the summer. So as we go through the summer, as guidance comes in, we are forwarding that and keeping in close contact. We're also continuing to do the scrub club, which is one of our public health nurse educators goes to the kindergarten and some of the first grade and does some infection control training. We're also preparing to do the annual immunization audits. So in preparation for that, our public health, did I lose? Our health nurse has interaction with each of the school nurses. And in that time period is providing updates on recommendations for respiratory illness season and those type of preventative mechanisms.
Under the quarterly update, notable updates section, says the department is coordinating with the Division of Land Use to transition routine property maintenance nuisance complaints to the zoning code enforcement officer. So, how will that work staff-wise? Are we going to be hiring any?
So there's
extra personnel for-
currently an enforcement officer under zoning. So those previous complaints, more nuisance complaints of high grass, weeds, those type of nature, trash being put at the curb too early, brush out at the curb, things that don't require a licensed health inspector to do the enforcement for. They would be shifted to the zoning officer's enforcement. And that's a part-time position.
A lot of those calls, and in certain parts of town, one comes to mind in Old Trenton Road. There's garbage all over the place, but then the grass across from the village grant, because they maintain their property perfectly. But across the street, there's grass, and then there's a sidewalk that you really can't even see. So the grass for a lot of properties gets overgrown. The trees that have grown in that grass, I'm not sure if they're township trees or the owner's trees. There's a lot of pruning that needs to be done. And so this has gone on for quite some time. So we get the complaints, then we send it to township clerk, who
might send it to the business office or straight downstairs. And it's sort of a bouncing ball, and sometimes it gets resolved, but other times it just seems very slow, and seeing some of this grass cutting and pruning and, more time consuming type of activities, and who is really responsible? Is it township or is it the homeowners that own those trees?
So it really depends on the situation. With the piece of land between the sidewalk and the curb, that is the homeowner's responsibility to maintain when we're talking about the weeds and the grass. When it comes to trees, that is something that we typically work with the landscape architect to determine, is that a tree that the township is going to have addressed because we know we have an issue, or, we get a variety of situations. We have a lot of evergreens that were put in along reverse frontage that are beautiful the first 10 years. After that, they become overgrown. And if they're not maintained on a regular basis, now when you go in and cut them, you just see a lot of dead growth. So some of those homeowners don't want to necessarily have that appearance. So they continue to grow. So you see the greenery, but it obstructs the sidewalk. So, some of those take some unique approaches with the homeowners.
I just want to make sure we have enough staff. That's my concern, because if you just take it from one department and you put it on another department, and that department is already kind of overloaded with responsibilities, then we need to look into that and be realistic. If we want to get improvements here, we have to have somebody go out, take a look. That takes time.
It does take time, but I will tell you, when it's under the health department, that's taking away from mandated health inspections that are required to be done, which is one of the challenges we've had. And again, approaching some of these situations where a new homeowner, just for example, may not realize reverse frontage is their responsibility. Doing a hardcore enforcement right off the bat is not necessarily a very neighborhood friendly way to approach it. So that does take time. It takes communication with the neighbors. It takes several visits. And for those who are non-compliant, it takes court, which is, again, is more time. So that was one of the reasons the transition occurred. There was, with staffing issues, I don't know how much I can really say in a public meeting. But there was some time adjustments that were made with the staffing. Is that safe to say?
That's my concern.
Yeah.
If we want to move it, fine. I just want to get it done. Just make sure we have enough help.
Yeah,
Whoever-
there was a
whoever-
request.
it's
There
just
was a
get it done.
request from the other department.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. I think I understand. So it becomes like, how many hours are you spending on this? And does somebody else have those hours somewhere? I assume as Linda's concern. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We do get complaints about overgrown brushes, and I always suggest people call your neighbor. They're your neighbors, right? Just talk to your neighbors.
Right, and inspect your own property and take some action, so these types of complaints that are very easy to address don't become an enforcement issue.
And some of them are things like line of sight being obstructed, which is very obviously more of a land issue. And then others might be, oh, you're creating a habitat for ticks right near the street. And then that becomes more hard to determine who issue, I guess. So at some point.
Right, and there's regulations that are both in public health, and then there's also general township ordinances that address brush and weeds and high grass and trees. So it's split between several different areas of responsibility. It's just a matter of where was the workload going to shift at this point.
Okay, as long as somebody's responsible and does it,
Yeah.
we're happy.
And we're continuing to work with that department on some of their enforcement issues.
With some of the calls that we get, is there something on our township website Like we have a place where if there's potholes, people can report it on the website, but if there's other issues, would we be able to have something on the website so people can just like write in and press a button and make the inquiry?
I'll check with IT to see if that's part of the new website, if that software is built into the new website. I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's okay. It's,
Yeah.
we had talked about some of that so that the
Mm.
complaint or the question can go directly to where it needs to go instead of from us to somebody else kind of thing.
Yeah, typically, as those complaints come in, we still log them in the health department. So if there's, siphons our way, we'll log them and then refer them to the corrective. We're back and forth several times a day with the other office, and I'm sure the clerk's offices also. So I do believe they're all being routed. But those coming in through email sometimes can be a challenge if we don't have names of complainants or folks to follow up with if there's questions about the complaint. So there are considerations with just having a blanket email.
Yeah, you just have the person's name and contact information. Yes.
Absolutely.
You want to get back to them too.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay.
I had another question. I'm looking at the rabies clinic, and that number seems awfully low.
They have been consistently, since the COVID pandemic, our rabies clinics have been decreasing as well as our licensing. So I don't know if you've noticed all the signage we've had around, but we're really trying to bring awareness around licensing for pets.
Right.
Yeah,
But looking at-
Well,
seems
these are
very
these
low.
are the cat, April's usually cats, but are the numbers
We-
usually the same for January?
Yes, we're having low numbers in January and in April.
but-
And also we do a December clinic and January, November, December, January, and April. And the
Mhm.
clinics have all been low. Yes. And this has been going on for a few years.
I think a lot of the people who got the COVID dogs and COVID cats to some extent, and cats probably people don't even think to license unless they're absolutely no, and most of them figure, oh, I'm keeping the cat in the house anyway. But for dogs in particular, I don't know if the people who got a lot of dogs during that time period understand that they do have to be licensed at a certain date. So if there's anything more we can do,
Can
yeah.
try to, I know you mentioned about placing signage and everything, but maybe some sort of education to encourage people to do that, because licensing is on annual basis. Rabies shots are depending on the age of the pet. It's either 1 year or 3 years, so
And a lot of people do those at their vet, so that would,
maybe some.
yeah, I
people,
mean, if they're
but
going anyway or so, but the licenses themselves,
Yeah,
the
but even-
numbers are low.
Yeah, so we are in the process and we have in the past, but we're reinvigorating, reaching out to different homeowners associations and housing complexes to try to have them help disperse this information, requesting if they're able to share their records on who has pets. Some are willing to, some are not. But also just to put that information out, having the vet's office have information on licensing. We have tick removal cards that are on order with a QR code on the back that links to the licensing page. We're having signs, the hard plastic signs for the parks done with the QR code linking to the licensing page. So we're trying to think of different outreach mechanisms without doing a hard-handed enforcement door to door like we did years ago with the census. And in that way, we would get some numbers. But again, that involves court and a lot of time, a lot of manpower to do.
I remember getting something in the mail and I didn't even have a dog. Um, so if there's anything, we could do or because I think the licensing is very, very important, especially if somebody's animal does, God forbid, bite somebody or hurt someone. And then we have no way of finding out who it is or anything like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. It also helps fund our shelter services and lost dog and cat services. So it's an important function for the town.
Okay. Anybody on council, any other questions for Jill? No? Okay, if there's no more council questions for Jill, I will open up one more public comment session for the public, and this is just on the Board of Health. So if anybody did wish to get up at this point for Board of Health, no? Well, you've done a good job.
Thank you.
And thank you,
Thank
Jill.
you.
And let me close the public comment first. And thank you very much, Jill, and thank you for the presentation on the forever chemicals.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, I'm now going to adjourn this meeting of the Board of Health. And we are going to go right into and start calling to order the meeting of the business session of
Excuse
West
me,
Windsor
Council
Township.
President.
What?
We're going to do a motion to adjourn in a second for the
Oh,
House.
sorry,
Yes.
you're right. I have to get it approved. Okay, motion to adjourn.
So moved.
No move?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So I'm called to order the meeting of the business session meeting for August 11th, 2025. Allison, can you call the roll for our regular meeting?
Okay. Gawas,
Here.
Jeevers.
Here.
Mandel,
Here.
Weiss, Whitfield.
Here.
And we've adequately noticed?
Yes, we were adequately noticed on January 17th, 2025 to the Times in the Princeton Packet, filed with the municipal clerk and posted here at the Township Municipal Building and on the Township website.
Okay, thank you. We've already done the salute to the flag, and there are no ceremonial matters tonight, so I will now open the public comment period, 3-minute limit, same rules for the regular business meeting. Is there anyone on the list for regular business meeting?
Yes, I do have a list, and first is Kathy Brennan.
Hello, Kathy Brennan, 1 Courtney Drive. I'm here to discuss the roundabout at North Post and Clarksville Road. After conducting some research, the proposed roundabout at North Post and Clarksville Road might not necessarily improve the safety for pedestrians and cyclists. This area includes our communities and school zones. Kids bike to school, high school cross-country runners use this route, and many residents walk this part of the township. The county wants traffic flow. That's their priority over the needs of the residents and the children who use this intersection. Are the engineers aware that this intersection is the beginning of our school zone? Do they know that high school students bike from the eaves to High School South? Roundabouts are unsafe for cyclists. We must protect our kids. The implementation of left turn signals and an all pedestrian stop signal would be ideal for this intersection, and it would keep our kids safe. Our school zone extends from 571 to the eaves of Avalon, and the intersections at both Penn Lyle and North Post should have all pedestrian stops. The intersection at North Post and Clarksville requires improvement with the focus on ensuring safety for all our school children. We should install left-hand turn lanes and all pedestrian stop signal. This intersection is not the correct location for a roundabout, as roundabouts can be hazardous for bicyclists. We need to advocate for our kids. And then on another note, the intersection at 571 in Clarksville is an all pedestrian stop, or they call it a pedestrian interval signal. And I spoke to Linda, and that was implemented in 2016, or the beginning. I have emails here from George Fallon, the engineer at the county at the time. And on May 16, 2016, he was beginning for the process for that to happen. And I know we discussed dates and I forget. when it was. So that works there with left-hand turn signals, and it's much busier than North Post and Clarksville. And it works, and studies have shown that it does not impede the traffic. It's so safe for everyone compared to the new roundabout that's put in a metal road. It's just a pretty dangerous roundabout. It's more than one lane, and studies, in fact, the study that the Bike and Ped attached to their letter to the council, in that study, they say how dangerous two-lane roundabouts are. And they
That's a
say how
3 minute.
dangerous. What?
Oh,
So
3
3
minutes.
And they
Sorry.
say how
I was supposed to have
dangerous it is for cyclists. So anyhow, I would just like to express my objection to the roundabout, and I will be back again with more facts about it.
Thank you.
Okay, next on the list is Sugurtha with the Sunrise Movement of Mercer County.
Hello, everyone. Again, I live at 23 Ginny Lane.
Oh, please state your name also.
I'm Sigirtha Arinagiri. I also go by Sugi. We were also here at the last town council meeting when we started working on Millstone Road. As you all know, Sunrise is a local organization run by students that's dedicated to environmental justice in our community. And as we've only seen the climate crisis getting worse, one of the things that we've been focusing on is the use of transportation within our community. That's one of the biggest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions. And West Windsor is a very car-centric community, but we've also made so many improvements over the years in terms of installing walkable infrastructure, like bike lanes and like sidewalks. But one of the things that we're missing is Millstone Road. And we went over the past few weeks, we've been going there and talking to residents to get a sense of where they're at. And we've heard a lot of stories as to the urgency of a sidewalk being placed there. There were a lot of older residents in years past, but we've seen a lot of turnover and more younger people are moving in, people with younger kids. We talked to a mom on that road who has a 4-year-old kid, a toddler. She's scared to let him go and walk on the road. He wants to ride his bike, but it's such a high traffic road. Cars are speeding down, and it's simply not safe for him to go on that road. There's students there, students from our local high school and also the middle school who wish to walk to school, but because of the lack of a sidewalk, and again, in those mornings when everything gets really traffic jammed, cars aren't really looking to stop for students who want to walk on the side. So it's unsafe for them too. And the only way for them to be able to walk to school would be to walk on their neighbors' lawns and then eventually get to school. That is also unsafe. We also, coming from West Windsor, if we ever want to walk to school, have no way to get there. So having a sidewalk on Millstone Road would benefit so many residents in the future. It would benefit younger residents, it would benefit older residents whose grandparents wish to walk on the sidewalks but can't, so they're restricted to walking down their driveway 5 or 10 times. So for those residents on the road, it's imperative. It's also imperative for other residents who want to walk to the train station, who want to walk to Van Ness Park. A lot of residents we've talked to have expressed interest in all of these things, which is why we're here again at this meeting. We know that the mayor said that he wanted enthusiastic support from all of these residents. We've had wonderful meetings with Councilwoman Dubers as well. So our request is just that as we work with Plainsboro to also secure funding for their side of the sidewalk, if we can have council support in talking to the Plainsboro mayor and also talking to the residents on Millstone Road. We're planning to have a get together on the 23rd, almost like a potluck for all of the residents to come and have their questions addressed. And we'd humbly request and love if any of you council members or even the mayor or the township engineer can join us at that meeting to answer resident concerns about a sidewalk, what would that mean for their property, and all the benefits that we've
That's
seen,
3 minutes.
including with the one on Cranberry Road. Thank you for your time, and we'd love to see you there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else on the list?
None on the list, but
If anyone else would like to speak, please do so.
I'm Allison Miller, 41 Windsor Drive. I expected someone else to be here. I'm just talking about resolution 2025, 179. An affordable housing agreement with Homefront. It would be a great idea if you voted yes on this. You'll hear about it from council members and other people, so I won't go through it, but I'm just expressing I and the Affordable Housing Committee. Don't see anybody here from there. We're for it, and we're hoping you'll be for it. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to speak?
David Paris, 207 Washington Road. I too would like to endorse that. I very familiar with the church and the properties in question. Certainly would like to see that facility continue for low and moderate housing. So I would certainly endorse these two votes.
Thank you. Would anybody else wish to speak during public comment? Seeing none, I will close the first public comment. We do have one later in the meeting. And now go into administration comments.
Yes, good evening. August 11th, National Safe Living Day. Even if you think project is small, make the call by calling 811 or visiting www.nj1-call.org at least 3 business days before you dig. It ensures that underground utility lines are marked, keeping you and your community safe. Don't dig up trouble. Just know what's below before you dig.
Marlena, can you talk into the mic?
Yes.
Oh, camera is not catching it.
Thank you. Public Works began collecting brush in Zone 2 today. On Friday evening, August 15th, West Windsor Recreation presents movies in the park. It's a free event. Bring your own chair or blanket. Movies will start just after sunset between 8:15 p.m. and 8:30 p.m. And Toy Story will be showing. It will be held at West Windsor Community Park near the pavilion in the back of the park. The Historical Society of West Windsor is hosting its 4th annual History Music Fest. It'll be held August 16th, 3 to 7 p.m., 50 Southfield Road. There'll be museum tours. There'll be food and drink available, music and dance, and it's open to the public. And that's all of my announcements.
I have a question. Edinburgh Road, there's a sign that says on or before July 28th, the road's going to get closed. Do we have an update on when that road will be closed in the daytime or?
Edinburgh Road between Woodmere Way and Village Road will be closed intermittently over the next few weeks for milling and paving. Tree work and storm sewer work have been ongoing for the last few weeks. The project is scheduled for substantial completion on September 5th.
So
That's
it's,
weather permitting.
so September,
And if they don't counter any unforeseen issues with the infrastructure under the ground.
When the schools reopen on September 4th, if the project is not completed, will the buses have access to the?
I don't know the answer to that question. I can find out.
okay, so there has been some closures of that road at some point during the last couple of weeks.
I don't
Mhm.
know the specifics.
Okay.
General
Now, people have been
information.
saying they've been riding past and it looks like it's not closed and I just want to, and they've been driving all around. Okay.
So,
All right. Okay. Well, should we go into council member comments? Linda?
Hi, ladies. It's good to see you again. Hi. It was good to meet with you too. If you have any information in writing, because you said that you went around, different residences. And if you have any information, like contact, the name of the owners, the street address, any contact information, and then like comments, they're excited about it or they have concerns or whatever, that will help us a little bit. And you mentioned about an August 23rd potluck event. If you can just send that to mayor and council formally inviting us and what time and is that like we bring a dish kind of thing? Yeah, I mean, that would be fine, but I just want to be prepared. Um, okay, so we'll move forward from there. You can keep feeding us the information. And it's important, I understand, we want to also work, with Plainsboro too. So, because you can do all the improvements and then it just stops, right? And then you have a bridge or something and there's no connection on the Plainsboro side. So that is, one of the considerations too for when we prioritize projects. Okay. Kathy Brennan mentioned about the county's project, the roundabout that they're like, I guess in some sort of phase, in a design phase, possibly, or preliminary design. I'm not sure which phase, but we were trying to get some information on that. And if there's any preliminary drawings that we can get from the county, that would be appreciated. And even at some point, if the county's representatives, their engineer could come in and maybe have like a meeting or an open house session here. So that people in West Windsor, particularly those very affected by it, the residents in that area, could come and review it and ask any questions because there's, safety issues. Kathy and I and Andrea, at one of our open house meetings had discussed that. So yeah, safety is always an issue. But if we get the professionals here to talk about the design of it and how they have taken safety issues into consideration, I think that would be helpful to everyone to understand this. It is county project, but township does work closely with the county. So we'll see if we can get some more information, see where we are. Oh, and the home front, the agreement contract with Homefront with the township for the affordable housing is fine. I have no objections. I understand it. I've been on the Affordable Housing Committee in the past. So, we're here to help families at all different levels for affordable housing. And we also want to keep those credits since we did spend considerable money in fixing up the parsonage building. So it's all good. Just a little different twist, but it's good. So, all right. On July 19th, I attended along with Andrea, and we gave out some awards to many students who are part of the LEOs group. That's a subset of the West Windsor Lions Club. And if you have a middle school or a high school student aged 13 to 18 who wants to get involved in the community service projects and leadership projects, then they can contact the LEOs Step for a Better World by calling their advisor, Jessica Shaw, at 609-819-6772. So it's a great organization. It's one of the largest in New Jersey. There's already 150 members. So those are the LEOs, the middle school, high school aged students. I met on July 31st, as I mentioned before, with the students that belong to the Sunrise Mercer County, the Sunrise Movement Mercer County, and Sylvia Ascarelli of the West Windsor Bicycle and Pedestrian Alliance. And the students were interested in learning more about the budget process. That was something new that we went over, which was good. And possible future sidewalk extensions on Cranberry Road and Millstone Road. So I've encouraged the students to do some surveying, and I guess they have already at least begun that process. So that's good. Yesterday, I attended the 11th annual Alex's Lemonade Stand event on Haskell Drive. This raises money for pediatric cancer research. And thanks to Arjun and Rohan Khanna for organizing this worthy event each year. And thanks to stations 43, 44, and 45 for stopping by with the fire trucks. So, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Sonia?
Well, ladies, I missed my meeting last month, so I didn't get a chance to talk to you ladies. But I've already met with some residents on Millstone Road, along with member of Bicycle Pedestrian. So I'll be happy to meet with you, work with you, and help residents understand what it involves. I was very involved with the Cranberry Road sidewalk before I was on council as a resident. So, and along with Linda Jeevers, I'll be happy to meet with you, and I can let you know which residents I have met already before I went for my vacation in July. So we can certainly talk offline on that. So let me know about the potluck. I live around the corner there from there, so I know the road very well, and a lot of cross-country, high school north cross-country students run there, including my son. So I'm very aware of the traffic situation there. So I will be happy to meet with you and talk to you about that. I just want to remind everyone, a mayor's ball is on September 27th. This year, the honoree is West Windsor PBA, which supports our local police department. So the tickets are on sale. The West Windsor Gives Back is also looking for sponsors. So if anybody is interested in buying tickets or being a sponsor of the event, please reach out to West Windsor Gives Back, www.givesback@gmail.com. I want to congratulate and best wishes to all the high school graduates who will be heading out to colleges this coming week or next week. So good luck. Before you head out, make sure to fill in your vote by mail applications. This Thursday and Friday, India and Pakistan is celebrating their Independence Day. So happy Independence Day to Pakistan on August 14th, and happy Independence Day to India on August 15th. And happy Rakhi to everybody who celebrated this past weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, Sonia. Martin?
Sure, I don't have much. Council colleagues have touched on many different points. I just want to say to the Sunrise Movement, I love the term movement because this is probably first of many for you in your life. And as an activist myself over the years, it's very important to stand behind something that you truly wholeheartedly believe in. So I just wanted to wish you all the best, and the support from us will come. And just want to wish you all the best in your movement. Thank you.
Yep. Martin, thank you. All right. As far as sidewalks, this council is very sidewalk friendly. As you know, we've been putting in money for repairing of sidewalks. We've put in money to increase sidewalks where possible. If it's doable, we generally want to do it, especially if it's in a busy intersection near schools where it's really going to help a lot of people. I know I spoke to a number of you last meeting, and we talked about Plainsboro, and we talked about, I think I mentioned how Sonia and I had gone around for Route 571, climbing on Route 571. We're crazy sometimes, aren't we? Yeah, it was in the dusk, almost getting hit by cars, trying to get people who had the houses there to buy into the program to put contiguous sidewalks on Route 571, which is obviously a very busy road. So, Linda met with you, and she's if you're giving her some reports, you've got to give the good and the bad, because we obviously have to know where there might be some people that need a little more convincing and how many people have been seen. I think I'm actually going to be away on the 23rd, so I'm disappointed, but I'll be thinking of you. Yeah, maybe we can get something going before you will graduate. In the last few weeks, as I think other people have mentioned, since I'm always in the last spot, Linda and I had open office hours where we heard the longer version of the issue with the roundabout on the corner here. So and Kathy, if you do have anything in writing, if you want to pass that on, we can help pass that on. We went to the Step for a Better World, and these Leos do a lot of volunteer work. They just finished a big shoe collection that we had a number of places around the municipal building, the senior center. The senior center was overflowing. The whole front over at the entrance was overflowing with generosity from the people in this town. We have some really generous people. I attended the Heartfulness Meditations New Jersey Harudo Yostov. Okay, you're going to tell me I didn't pronounce that right. Which was a music and meditation event held over at the WAC recently. I think I didn't fall asleep, but I think I actually did meditate for 20 minutes and sit still, which if anyone knows me, sitting still for 20 minutes is amazing. So I enjoyed that. The Meadow Road Circle opening, Linda and I and the mayor attended that. And we did get to see some of the new apartments at the lofts that were there, and the building that they have there with the amenities, the pool tables and things like that. So yes, and we did walk around that Meadow Road Circle before the traffic came out there. Yes. National Night Out, the council held an information table where we talked about, one is trying to get everybody to sign up for e-bulletin, because if you want to know what's going on in the town, from everything from the excitement of council agendas to whether or not there's going to be some new road construction or some new ruling put out. It'll come out in the e-bulletin, so it's worthwhile signing up for that, for Shop West Windsor, which next month's going to be Shop West Windsor month again. And basically what the council does. And we also did have some pedestrian safety. We have these little reflective bands for Walk West Windsor that we were also handing out there. Alex's Lemonade Stand, we were all there. Linda, Mayor, Sonia, and it was another successful year for the Kanas, and congratulate them with that. And my neighborhood held our second annual block party yesterday. And if you don't have a block party in your neighborhood, this is something actually I set up along with Dana, who's on the school board, because we both live in the neighborhood. And it was just such a great way to meet everybody, to see the new babies in the area. You know, even the kids' parents got to meet each other. So if you're on one side of the neighborhood, the other. So if it's something that you don't have in your neighborhood, or it used to be, or whatever, I highly recommend it. Everybody brings a little bit of food. It's not a big deal. The police, the DPW will come and drop off a couple of cones and horses if you have a place that you can sort of block off. And it's something I'd recommend, to be able to meet your neighbors. Looking forward to the Historical Society Music Festival on Sunday. That's always a fun event. And the music acts they've got this year look terrific. Community Day, of course, September 20th, and there's going to be a gratitude walk on September 28th. So I'm not looking forward to the end of summer, because I love to swim in the town pool every day, but there's some good stuff coming up in September, in addition to Mayor's Ball and all those kinds of things. So looking forward to that. Thank you. And I'll move along with our agenda. And second, all my stuff. All right. And Allison?
Oh, I have a couple of announcements.
Oh,
We have a lot of election information right now on the township website. Mercer County Board of Elections would like to invite everyone in celebrating their National Election Board Worker Recruitment Day, which would be on Tuesday, August 12th. That's tomorrow. Mercer County Office Park, which is 1440 Parkside Avenue in Ewing at 4:30 p.m. This is to enhance poll worker participation. And we also have this flyer on the township website. They ask that you RSVP by email, and that information is on the website. Also, all the information that's on the website, we do encourage residents to sign up for e-bulletins and the Nixle blasts. And that's easy to do because you just go to the township homepage, and that's where you can find the information to sign up for those. Okay, and that is it.
Thank you, Allison. Yeah, I believe poll workers are getting $300 for a full day now, right?
Yes, they
Yes.
upped it to $300 for a single
And
day.
how old do you have to be?
18.
You have to be 18?
Mhm.
Yeah, so if there's anybody knows seniors in high school, that's a good way of learning. I meet a few students every time at the polls there. Yeah,
Great.
it's great. And yes, the county people have asked me, if there's anything can you do, can you try to get poll workers? So yes, if
Yeah,
anybody
they'll do.
knows anybody, please do. Okay, public hearings we have tonight.
2025 or 2025-10 bond ordinance providing for various capital improvements in and by the Township of West Windsor in the County of Mercer, New Jersey, appropriating $11,579,982 therefore, and authorizing the issuance of $10,561,000 bonds or notes of the township to finance part of the cost thereof.
Okay. Before I open the hearing, I don't know if there's anything administration, do you want to say anything about the bond ordinance at all? No. I just wanted to give a little recap because people who just come in here thinks that we suddenly get a list of bonds. And just to give a little bit of a history of where this comes from. The bond ordinance is to pay for the capital budget, so I just want to remind everyone how we got here. As soon as the 2024 budget was adopted, probably even before, the administration starts thinking about the 2025 budget. For the capital budget, it's more like a 5-year look ahead because although we only adopt the budget for a current year, the capital budget is for long-term expenses and infrastructure and is laid out for plans for the next 5 years. Many expected expenditures are put away for future years to flatten out our capital costs, much like in depreciation is considered in the corporate world. For bonds, we also have to mesh with the operations budget, as the state requires us to give a down payment of 5% on borrowed money that comes out of our allowable operating expenses. The council then gives feedback to the administration all year long based on what we see are the needs in the community. So for instance, if we're looking at sidewalks and things, we're discussing that all year. We're saying that we like this kind of thing. And then as we get closer to that budget time, then it becomes serious, like how much you're actually looking to spend. We become formally involved in the 2025 budget last November 25th when we sat in on the department heads' budget presentations to the administration. In late 2024, the council president, who was Linda at the time, requested council members to submit their budget priorities, which includes both the operating and the capital expenditures. The priorities were compiled and the council held a workshop discussion during a January 2025 meeting along with the mayor. This allowed us to more directly express our preferences before the budget was formally handed to council at the end of February. After we received the budget, council members analyzed it and held several long-houred public meetings with department heads and the chief financial officer. We received further public feedback and the budget was finally introduced and then adopted by the council on May 19th. The bond ordinance tonight represents the capital portion as a mix of the need to maintain critical infrastructure and to make improvements in the town. And with that, I'd like to open the public hearing on this particular bond ordinance only, so 3-minute limit. Anybody who would like to speak on the bond ordinance, please get up and do so now. Thank you. Did I make it sound not exciting?
This is the most.
This is
exciting
for-
thing going on.
This is, excuse me, did you want to say something too?
Very quickly, just so everyone understands, on ordinance, we need 4 votes.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, what we should, the bond ordinance requires a supermajority, and the council of 5 people, that is 4 votes. So that means everybody here will have to vote for it to pass. That's to pass. So, giving one more try. Does anyone wish to speak on the bond ordinance? No? Then I'm going to entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
We get a,
Okay. Gawes,
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
yes. And at this point, then I'm going to make a motion to adopt the ordinance.
Motion to adopt. A second.
I second. And is there any discussion in council before we vote?
No, as you said, that we spend a lot of time during budget season and we go over all the different categories with the department heads come in. We talk about their operating budget, but also their capital budget. And so this is results of all that work that we have done earlier in the year. To the Sunrise Movement students. Their bicycle and pedestrian improvements, it's got $945,000 here, 900,000 put in the bike lane extension program, the sidewalk extension program, the Cranberry Road Sidewalk Improvements Phase 3, the crosswalk improvement program, sidewalk repairs, street trees, and street inventory. It's all been put into one big category. So, and that's part of what I showed you when we met on the budget to go over that. But we're voting on that tonight. Okay.
Martin, anybody? Sonia, nothing? Okay, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Gawes,
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
2025-11, capital improvement ordinance providing for various capital improvements and other related expenses in or for the Township of West Windsor, County of Mercer, State of New Jersey, appropriating the amount of $455,000.
Okay, I'm going to open the public hearing on just this capital improvement ordinance. Is there anybody who wishes to speak on that? Seeing none, I will ask for a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Gawes,
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
Yes, and can I get a motion to adopt?
So move.
Second.
Does anyone wish to comment? No? Okay, roll call, please.
Gawes.
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
Yes. Okay, thank you. And consent agenda?
April 7th, 2025, business session as amended. April 21st, 2025, business session as amended, bills and claims.
Does anybody wish anything pulled from the consent agenda? No. No? Can I get a motion to approve?
Salute.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, Gawes,
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
Yes. Now I hope you have a glass of water and read all these.
Right. 2025-R162, authorizing the appointment of Jill Rade as a member of the Shade Tree Commission with a term to expire on January 14th, 2027. 2025-R163, insertion of the State of New Jersey Strengthening Local Public Health Capacity Grant 2026 in the 2025 budget. 2025-R164, establishing the 2025 sewer rate. 2025-R165, approving the extension of the grace period for the 2025 second half sewer rent bills. 2025-R166, approving the extension of the grace period for the 2025 third quarter taxes. 2025-R167, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with Village Grand at Bear Creek Homeowners Association for trash and recycling collection and disposal and snow removal costs for 2024. 2025-R168, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with Avalon Watch Communities, Inc. for solid waste collection costs for calendar year 2023. 2025-R169, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with Colonnade Point Condominium Association for trash and recycling collection and disposal and snow removal costs for 2023. 2025-R170, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with Colonnade Point Condominium Association for trash and recycling collection and disposal and snow removal costs for 2024. 2025-R171, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with the Muse at Princeton Junction for solid waste collection costs for 2023. 2025-R172, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with the Muse at Princeton Junction Toll Brothers Apartment Living for solid waste collection costs for January 1st through April 30th, 2024. 2025-R173, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with the Muse at Princeton Junction Living Residential for solid waste collection costs for May 1st through December 31st, 2024. 2025-R174, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute the reimbursement agreement with Windsor Ponds Homeowners Association for trash and recycling collection and disposal and snow removal costs for 2024. 2025-R175, authorizing the sale of a new plenary retail consumption license for the sale of alcoholic beverages as per the procedures set forth in NJSA 33:1-19.3. 2025-R176, authorizing the extension of plenary retail consumption license issued to OTB Acquisition of New Jersey LLC to OTB Hospitality LLC. 2025-R177, authorizing the release of inspection escrow balance for the project known as Mark's Trackside Sewer SS 97-02. 2025-R178, authorizing the business administrator to purchase network computer and printer replacements and furniture and equipment for the Emergency Operations Center from SHI International Corp. Under the New Jersey Cooperative Purchasing Alliance contract number CK04, subcontract 24-38 with the County of Bergen, $16,528.44. 2025-R179, authorizing the mayor and clerk to execute an affordable housing agreement with Homefront.
Okay, that's it. Does anybody wish anything pulled from this?
No, but I just want to make a quick comment just for clarity. With R179, so there's 5 affordable housing credits will go towards our third round obligations for the township.
Right.
That was part of the third round.
Mhm. Yes.
Project.
This was
It's
the-
not for
yeah,
the new fourth round, it's
That's
for the
right.
third round.
Yeah, this is all,
It's 5 credits.
yeah, it's third round and it's 5 credits. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Okay. Can I get a motion to approve?
Motion to approve 2025 R162 through 2025-R179.
Can I get a
Second.
s- Okay, Allison?
Gawaz?
Yes.
Chevers?
Yes.
Weiss? Whitfield?
Yes.
Mandel?
Yes. Okay. So, for those new in the room, that means we've just approved that whole set of resolutions. Introduction of ordinance?
2025-12, an ordinance to amend and supplement the Code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, amending Part 2, Chapter 82 fees by modifying provisions with respect to miscellaneous licenses, fees, and permits.
Can I get a motion to introduce?
Salute.
Second.
Roll call?
Gawaz?
Yes.
Chevers?
Yes.
Weiss? Whitfield?
Yes.
Mandel?
Yes.
Public hearing will be August 25th, 2025. 2025-13, an ordinance to amend and supplement the code of the Township of West Windsor, 1999, amending Part 2, Chapter 82 fees by modifying provisions with respect to escrow deposits, application fees, and inspection fees.
Can I get a motion to introduce?
Yeah, motion to introduce.
Second.
Oh,
Gauss,
Yes.
Jeevers.
Yes.
Weiss, Whitfield,
Yes.
Mandel.
yes,
Public hearing will be August 25th, 2025.
thank you. At this point, I'm going to open up for an additional public comment. If anybody would like to get up and make a public comment at this time.
Alison Miller, 41 Windsor Drive. I was really very happy to hear our young ladies here making a pitch for new sidewalks along Cranberry Road. I was for a decade or so trustee of the Bike and Pedestrian Alliance until I had to cut down on being trustees of anything. And it's wonderful that they're working for it. It's something that we really need. It would make West Windsor just more accessible, more walkable. Thank you. Thank you very much. And I've also heard you're still working on sidewalks along 571. Are there still two places where we miss sidewalks? One practically opposite the park and the other practically opposite McCaffrey's still haven't been built. I asked for this every year I was on council, starting about 12 years ago. So I'm glad you're asking for it. Please keep asking. And maybe someday we'll be able to walk from the park to McCaffrey's, just crossing the street once. Anyway, thank you. Thank you for your work on sidewalks in the township.
Allison, the
Thank you.
girls are advocating for sidewalks on Millstone Road, not Cranberry Road. Cranberry Road is
Yeah,
the project is going.
That's what I said at first. And then somebody said 571, so I made another comment about that.
Yep.
So
thank you.
Okay.
I want sidewalks, Cranberry Road and 571.
Thank you, Allison. Does anybody else wish to comment? Yep. Well. Name and address, please.
Julia Simcoe, 111 Biscayne Court. About your thing with the board worker recruiting. I've been a board worker for, this is my second year doing it. And it's very rewarding. You pick it up quickly. This wouldn't like help with the pitch. Because of how repetitive it is. You have to get up before the sun and then be home like really late, like 8, 9 o'clock. Afterward, if you do a whole day. But you can also do a half day if you want to. That's an option. Some people, actually most people do half days. And that's all.
Thank you for that wonderful testimony. Hope some people hear it. And thank you for being a board worker. Does anybody else wish to make a second public comment, second period public comment? At this point, no, I'll close public comment. Just to clarify on the 571 project, that's being done partly by the county. It's a 2-phase project, and it goes between Wallace Road is phase 1 and approximately up to the end of the part of the shopping center over at the Rue Mart on Alexander.
Right.
And then it goes phase 2 goes from Alexander up to Clarksville at the high school area. So that's where that And that is to put sidewalks on both sides of the street, and in addition to some additional road, a little bit of making the road a little less wide and calming traffic, and possibly putting a little bit more room for bicycles on the side, and some designs too. There was engineering and had the designs for that out for about a couple months, I think it was. And we did have a presentation from the county. Last I heard, the county hadn't applied for some permission, which I won't get into, so that might delay us a little bit. We were hoping to have, I think they were hoping to have the bidding out on phase 1 in the summer, and that's probably been a little bit delayed. So I don't have a revised date from them on that, unless somebody else might. Anyway, so yes, and I think I know what Allison's talking about, that one little spot without the sidewalk, that whenever we do the bike fest, there's this one spot that doesn't have a sidewalk in that area. Okay. Council reports, new business. Martin, do you have anything?
Just the planning board, next planning board meeting will be Wednesday, September 3rd. Human Relations met last week prior to and kind of during National Night Out. So they're still making plans for Diversity Day, Peace Day, and Community Day, which will be held at Duck Pond Park, September 20th, 12 to 4 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Sonia?
Affordable Housing Committee met on August 7th. We discussed resolution R-179, which was already passed, so I won't get into that. The committee was all for it, as Alison Miller mentioned earlier. The next thing to report from Affordable Housing Committee is on August 22nd, W2 Square lottery would be run on August 22nd. From the wait list. So that's a date to look for anybody who's on the wait list to see if they were able to make it. Parking Authority meets later this week on August 13th. And Emergency Management Council, I spoke to the chief. We are looking at meeting next month in September. So good. Yeah.
Okay, Linda?
The Shade Tree Commission met on July 23rd. The number of permit applications for taking down a tree under Chapter 170 was 6 for July. The commission continued its review of draft changes to its current section in code. There was also discussion of bamboo regulations for a potential ordinance. The committee will look further into bamboo ordinances from other townships at its August meeting.
Thank you. The Environmental Commission did not have an August meeting. There will be one in September, but I'm not quite sure how that'll fit with September 11th. So we'll have to see. And they submitted the Sustainable Jersey application on July 31st when it was due. So we're waiting to see what ranking we get with that. That's it for that. Are there any other administration or clerk updates?
I have nothing.
Okay. Well, I would like to add, with council's approval of resolution 2025-R175, that's for the new plenary retail consumption license. That notice and application will be put on the township, available on the township website, August 15th.
Okay, and if anybody would like to bid on that?
It's all that information will be on the website.
All the information will be on the website, and thank you, Allison, for all the work you did with that, which I know was a lot. Okay, at this point then, there's no closed session. So I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you for everybody.